Hello there, welcome to That's the Way It Goes 09. Oh, fuck it, that's stupid.
No, that's your name, not the name of the show, Dave. Come on.
Hello there, welcome to Doctor Who Radio Show. I'm That's the Way It Goes 09, better known as Dave, and these chaps are...
Other Tim.
Brian. And Graham. Hey,
One from Scotland, one from Texas, one from Long Island Iced Tea, New York. In this episode, sort of riffing and expanding on what happened in the last episode of Doctor Who Radio Show, a idea I had of mine. If Charles Dance was cast, he said, as that irritating dog in the background talked over his voice, if Charles Dance was actually cast as the Master in Series 8, how would that play with Peter Capaldi going up against him as the Doctor? How would this clash of two very experienced actors of virtually the same age work? And would it work at all? Would this be the best way to go about the Master? What do you think, gentlemen?
Yes.
Succinct to the point there, Tim. Yeah, Dave, it is absolutely mouth-watering. I notice that we're in the realms of what if at present, but if the BBC were to call it open their wallets, we could be in for some very interesting television.
You don't think maybe Dance would be interested in doing it? I mean, at lesser pay, just to be on the show?
Possibly.
If he's free, I mean.
I don't know about free. I mean, you'd have to.
No, I mean if he's free to do it, I mean.
Well, if he was cast in the role, he'd only really have to show up 2-3 times a season.
Yeah, I would think so.
But it really does have the potential to be the yin to the yang that we've not had since probably the Delgado Pertwee era.
Yeah.
So,
that's what it would remind you of. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's hoping, gentlemen.
There was actually that poster, well, a sort of theoretical poster.
Yeah. Fan made, but very well done.
Absolutely brilliant. And that should be used as proper promotional material if it did happen, because that sums up the whole point. Because as of now, Charles Dance is still in Game of Thrones. Capaldi is of course waiting in the wings to have his debut as the 12th Doctor, and the stature of the two men would be just perfect. You can just imagine it. Dance would be a very sort of colder Master than perhaps even Delgado, and Capaldi would, I think, be sort of more over the place, perhaps, sort of like the younger sibling, as it were.
It's interesting, Dave. It all comes down to personalities. You can't really gauge what it would be like until you get a feel for their particular persona of each character.
Yeah. Well, you can probably guess how Dance would play the Master. That's pretty. It's easier to guess how he would play the Master than it is to guess how Capaldi's going to play the Master.
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that, Tim. Brian, you're off for quiet. You got to chime in here?
Oh, he's gone offline.
Oh, has he? Oh well.
So, what do you think?
I think if he is cast, then it's going to be a situation where we don't know that's who he is until the end of the episode he premieres in, and then we're going to find out. That'll probably be the cliffhanger, like, oh, it's you.
Maybe even the end of the season.
Yeah, kind of like they did whenever Jacoby played the part.
Yeah, Jacoby and Sim. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Sims didn't appear really.
Although the only danger. Sorry, Dave, on you go.
Yeah, you had Sir Derek Jacobi, then Sims, not appearing really to the last few episodes of series 3.
Yeah, that's the only danger we'll be holding off the reveal until the end. You could be replicating series 3 slightly, but it depends on how they handle it.
So you might think, viewers might say, hang on a second, isn't this a bit too much like season 3?
Well, it wouldn't be like season 3 storyline wise, but in terms of the arc, where the big reveal would be at the end, it'd be kind of similar.
The structure of how it appears.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems to me that I know fans have this dream sort of casting in their own heads, just like they have dream plots for characters. Like some people want to see River Song killed off, or like Star Wars fans would love to see I don't know an elderly Jar Jar Binks killed off in the Star Wars film soon to be made. 7 to 9. That's a different science fiction universe for you, but never mind. I mean, you watch Charles Dance in Game of Thrones, and you can see a sort of authoritarian master there. You can see mastery qualities, because that character in Game of Thrones, quite frankly, would sacrifice, from the look of it, any of his children. His dwarf son is on trial right now, and there's always the possibility that Joffrey wasn't killed by anyone but Charles Dance's character. I wouldn't put it past him, and that's still put with the master. He is, at the end of the day, willing to sacrifice an entire universe in order, there he goes again, to survive, because that's what the master did in the classic series. He was willing to sacrifice entire civilization just to expand his life and his life force.
Charles Dance has got a very exceedingly well-refined acting resume behind him over the years. Even in the absolute complete piece of garbage that was The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that villain still kind of stood out. Marble eye and all. But it's stuck with a pretty good part, even though the movie was absolute tripe.
Have you seen Aragon? All of you?
I haven't, no.
I think I might have seen it. I don't remember now.
It's like
it's a movie about a dragon, right?
Yeah, sort of Dragon Riders. It was. It's basically another one of these film attempts to make a successful, film series, trilogy, whatever, like Harry Potter and that bollocks. And that had Jeremy Irons, and I've noticed that the fans of the books thought Jeremy Irons and the voice of the dragon, Rachel Weisz, were good, but they hated the script. And oh dear, as soon as they killed off Jeremy Irons' character, oh dear, spoiler, my interest in the film and the quality went downhill, because even though he had dismal lines to say, he said it with so much passion. And Dance does the same thing. Instills a villain's character, whether it's written good or bad, with some sort of oomph. And that's what he'd do with the master. Give him some perfect lines, and he'd be like Sir Derek Jacobi, because I've noticed, this is what I think, but I've noticed other people suggest that he should have had longer as the master, because he just had so much more depth to his character and acting than John Sims. No offence to John Sims, but
No, I think it would have been a lot cooler if he had actually done one episode as the master. I mean, he only did up until he regenerated. He was another character. So, I mean, he was only the master for about 5 minutes, right? So.
Yeah. Well, he was for most of the episode, but as some, that Professor Yerner, but apart from that, he was. It's amazing how quickly he managed to create the character and get you believing in the character in what was essentially less than 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do that, you had to be one effing good actor.
Yep, that's true.
So what do you think? These are both Jacobi and Dance, and then the other older experienced actors like, say, Gandalf or Magneto, which is Ian McKellen, of course.
Yep.
Sir Ian McKellen, another. Oh, that's a bit odd, isn't it? Both Sir Derek Jacobi and Ian McKellen appear in a show about elderly gay couple, which is what they both are. But it does seem with older masters that it seems to work better, because that's going back to the Delgado master. So do you think that's true? Younger masters don't really work as well as, say, 50 to 60-year-old masters?
Well, in all fairness to Sim, I think he worked well with against Tennant, because they were both younger characters, both younger incarnations of themselves, in a way. Whereas if you're going to have somebody run up against Capaldi, you're going to want an older guy like that, so he can. I mean, just imagine the sparring. I mean, just the verbal sparring would be like amazing. Definitely. They play off each other so well, So I mean, yeah, you wouldn't want to bring in back Sim for Capaldi. I don't think that just wouldn't. I mean, it might work, but I mean, because he's already established as the character. But I mean, it would be so much more rewarding to have somebody like Dance, somebody of that age.
What do you think, Graham?
I agree with him. I mean, I think that the verbal sparring would be fantastic. The on-screen chemistry has the potential to be, quite frankly, bloody glorious, depending on the personality and persona of their respective master and doctor.
Because Roberts, he was younger. John Sims was younger, and it does, just like the Doctor, it does sort of give a different emphasis to the character. There are advantages to a younger Doctor Master, older Doctor Master, than there is, vice versa, or that sort of thing. What are the, what disadvantages are there to older gentlemen as the Master, do you think? Because there must be some.
See, the problem we answering that question, David, is that territory hasn't really been explored yet, because back in the day, middle-aged to older masters was all you knew. So we're really not going to know the effect of that or the ripples in the pond to that until Dance or whoever it may be, debuts as the Master.
Well, Delgado was sort of greying at the side, really, wasn't he? He was sort of John Pertwee.
Middle-aged to older. Even
he was the perfect match for Pertwee.
Yeah.
Anthony Ainley was a little bit older than Davison at the time, wasn't he?
Well, the thing with Ainley is, remember, he went through 3 doctors. Well, technically 4, if you include Tom Baker right at the end.
And he was written pretty poorly most of the time.
Yeah, so he was written pretty poorly, but he still done not a bad job. I mean, if I had to say, I'd say Survival was his best outing. Yeah,
a lot of people would say that, I think. It's just, they made him too cartoony, I think. I think the idea that they brought him back too much also. I mean, he should have been like every 3rd season or so appearance or something. I don't know. I mean, you can't be right. What happened?
You're right in the sense it was kind of cartoony, but it was the 80s. But that isn't a slight on Ainley in his acting ability. He's still a good actor. But
no, he's still a great actor.
When you've got scripts like that, the on-screen finished product is obviously going to suffer.
It does seem as though over Ainley's time as the Master and even Delgado's time, the longer he was in the role, his scripts sort of came back, like you sort of said, becoming cartoony a little bit. the best story of Ainley's Master is his last one, and Destiny of the Doctors as well. Where he's and yet again when he's playing a older, more serious Master, it feels more mastery and more sort of, the lines just seem to work better. That's the impression I get from it. Same with Delgado, when he was a bit more vicious but clever, sort of snake-like, then it worked. But when it was sort of childish almost, like that bit where he's sort of just been speaking to the Daleks in I think it's Frontier in Space or something. You will be exterminated, sort of mocking them, which is right. That's a lot of balls, really, when it comes to the Daleks.
It's obviously due to circumstances. Whenever I saw Delgado's Master played out with the proposed real finale when it came to Pertwee, the final game or whatever the hell they were going to call it, but
they were going to be revealed to be brothers or something, right?
I know they hinted at that in Planet of Fire, and it was cut when Ainley was engulfed in the flames, but but it was just a shame whenever the full ending when it came to Delgado's Master, it just obviously disappeared, obviously due to Delgado's death.
Filming there again, the same place where they did Planet of Fire, they've gone back now.
Lanzarote,
isn't that weird?
I don't know, I mean, they've used Spain before. They were there last year with a town called Mercy, so...
Makes a change from the exotic sunny climes of Wales.
Yeah.
So, if he wasn't chosen, unfortunately he hasn't been chosen, so there's a big possibility they won't do. Bear in mind, he's a top actor. He's been in one of the biggest must-watch things right now, Game of Thrones, and that has that's developed a fandom TV-wise on a par with Doctor Who in so much quick time. But if he isn't cast, who should play the Master? You can pick anyone you want to, even a woman.
Even a woman. Don't start that kind of worms, Dave.
That's a good point, actually. Would, as a sort of supplementary question, fingers and buzzers, everybody, would the Master work better as a woman, oddly enough?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, when you go back and look at that spoof, The Curse of Fatal Death, no. I know that was a Doctor per se, but no for it, Dave. No for it, Dave.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, shades of Curse of the Fatal Death.
Yeah. And the bumps, yeah.
So who do you think, if Dance isn't chosen, who would you have? Whether it's young, old, black, tough Asian, whatever.
That really is a tough one.
Yeah, it's hard to think of someone in that same stature.
I mean, had he known already been in there as Rassilon, I would have maybe thrown Elton in there, but he'd already been Rassilon. I
wouldn't mind Peter Dinklage.
Well, going by his performance last night, you never know, or Sunday night rather.
Yeah,
telling him off in that courtroom. Just kind of think of your name right now, Dave. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Well, you can choose anybody you want to, really. Just imagine this is like, fantasy football as they call it, and you can choose anyone at all from any TV show, even something absolutely, what might sound completely bonkers, but might possibly actually be the best Master for ages.
I'm just trying to picture somebody who's been like Capaldi, similar age.
Well, if he wasn't cast already, I would say Capaldi.
Well, yeah. I mean, why not get Sarah? Yeah.
Capaldi with a beard, dyed black.
If that ever happened, would you get a double paycheck? That'd be interesting. There'd be no reason why they couldn't do that for like 2-3 stories there, and any way the world takes them.
Oh, you mean like have Capaldi play the master as well? You'd probably be like, well, it just got busier. I thought this was a Dr. Light episode.
That would be having to pay him essentially 2 salaries, though.
Nah, they didn't pay Tennant twice for his doppelganger. Right.
We like William Hartnell wanting to play his, the Doctor's evil twin brother or something. Oh no, it was a son, evil son.
Yeah.
You would have done it.
Well, which camera's working? How the fuck did that happen? Wait a minute.
Oh, there's somebody who could play the master. Looks a bit shifty.
Thanks, mate.
Determined for world domination.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to picture somebody no more than 5 years younger than Capaldi.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank too. I mean, I can't think of. I'm sure. There's a lot of suitable choices. I just can't think of any right now.
Well, you mentioned him earlier. What about Jeremy Irons? He wasn't bad in the Borders.
That's possible.
Yeah.
No, Jeremy Irons is a possibility. He sort of had a 90s career where he seems to be playing bad guys after bad guys. And
I've got another one. Alan Rickman.
Yep, another 90s bad guy.
Yes.
Die Hard. Yeah, we had a show for Nottingham.
Yeah.
Cancel Christmas.
Capaldi's fencing with a spoon. And to quote Alan Rickman, I'll cut your heart out with a spoon.
Interestingly enough, though, he might be a good choice because he's already a icon of the Harry Potter fandom,
Yeah.
Those dorks who like that guy with a magic wand that seems suspiciously like a Sonic Screwdriver.
Quite a few guys got one the Harry Potter things, haven't they?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Alan Rickman and Jeremy Irons. Only 2 names that come to mind, man.
But essentially, we all sort of really want Charles Dance. That's the fan favourite.
Oh yeah, if we could get him, it'd be Put it this way: if it flopped, Dave, it would have totally nothing to do with their acting ability.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be other factors that made it flop.
I think the scenes would be absolutely a masterclass in, working against another actor. Vice, Capaldi, Dance back and forth. It would be a dream Master Doctor. It would be a high profile one as well. And it would be weird because you essentially have Malcolm Tucker going up against the head of the Lannister household.
Yeah, that's what I said on Facebook, Dave. Give us Malcolm Tucker versus Tywin Lannister, and let's see who pays their motherfucking debts.
Oh boy. So that's it. That's all we have time for in Doctor Who Radio Show, buddy. In this episode, discussing Master versus Doctor. So, who do you think, viewers, if any can be bothered to comment on the video, who would you choose? Would you choose Dance, or would you choose somebody else? Would you choose a woman? Would you choose somebody of Peter Dinklage's size? Would you choose John Sims to continue playing the role? Entirely up to you. Fantasy Master domination of the universe, basically. Until next time, I have been That's the Way It Goes the Nine, and these gentlemen have been
Weatherton
and Graham. Thanks for the invite, Dave. Always good to be here.
You're welcome. Thank you both, and thank you for Brian for not being here at all. Until next time, keep hooing.